Pace has a bright future ahead of her. At only 22 years old, she has just completed her master's degree in business at Louisiana State University. On a Friday afternoon in May, Murray returns home for lunch after running errands. She's excited to go to a friend's wedding that weekend.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
There are no witnesses to what happens next.
Her roommate found her. She walked in and saw a plate of food. It was like a half-eaten sandwich and grapes sitting on the arm of the chair. And she called for Murray, because Murray was supposed to be there and was supposed to meet her.
Murray?
And then she walked into her bedroom and was just in waves of horror. Murray, she had very little clothing on, and she had been stabbed. I think the total was 81 times. Her throat had been slashed. Part of her ear was cut. It was just a horrible scene.
Homicide Detective Chris Johnson investigates the scene. Despite the high emotions surrounding this case, Johnson must keep a cool head.
Looking to the right is the bedroom where Murray Pace's body was discovered. You can see from the bedroom it was a violent struggle, which means that Murray Pace did struggle with her attacker.
There's a bloody shoe print on the floor, but little else.
She had some fluorescent samples on her legs or on her body that they were able to see.
There's one more small but telling clue that intrigues Detective Johnson. Something he's seen at an earlier crime scene.
Right near the coffee table was the base of her cordless telephone. It was missing from the cradle. We determined that some of the items was consistent with what was taken from Gina Green's residence as well. Gina Green had a cell phone taken. Murray Pace had the home phone taken.
6 months earlier, a 41-year-old woman named Gina Green was found strangled in her own bed.
She was a nurse. She had a very active social life. She had a lot of friends and liked to go out.
At the time, police suspected Gina had met the wrong man on a night out on the town. Everyone believed it was an isolated event, including Murray Pace, who was living just 3 houses away when Gina was killed. Investigators find a small bloodstain on the elbow of Gina's blouse that they believe was left during her final struggle for life.
The victim elbowed him and actually made contact and maybe caused him to bleed.
Forensic testing determines that the DNA from the blood on Gina Green's blouse and the biological evidence found on Murray Pace are a match. The same perpetrator was at both crime scenes. 2 months later, in a suburb east of Baton Rouge, 44-year-old Pamela Kinnemore, an antique shop owner, settles in for the night. Pam Kinnemore, another beautiful, successful woman, has vanished. The community launches a search for her, hoping she'll turn up alive. But 3 days later, Pam's fate is discovered. Pam's throat was cut through to her windpipe. She had been sexually assaulted and left in one of Louisiana's most desolate locations. At Whiskey Bay, investigators find a puzzling piece of evidence near Pam's body. A telephone cord cut with a serrated knife. The cord doesn't come from Pam's house or any other known crime scene. Does this mean there's an undiscovered victim? DNA analysis soon reveals Pam Kinnemore was murdered by the same person who killed Gina Green and Murray Pace. Suddenly, thousands of leads pour in. In response, authorities rush to form the Serial Killer Task Force. The task force has the killer's DNA profile. Together with the eyewitness accounts of a white male and a white truck, they begin the painstaking task of collecting DNA from the hundreds of suspects that match the description. It's overwhelming and never-ending work. Despite the efforts, there are no arrests.